Hi, this is Gato Assassin, and welcome back to another video. Today, this is a team deathmatch. I recently made the switch over to PlayStation 4 last week, and this was, I think, was one of the first games that I played it took ages to get used to the controller after playing Xbox for about 20 years, I reckon. Jesus, 20 years. Yeah, it took a while to get used to the controller. It feels like the thumbsticks are a little bit further away, probably because they are. It took me about 3 or 4 days to get used to it. So this is just a team deathmatch. I was just kind of warming up and running around. Silenced MP5. I managed to unlock that. I feel right at home when I've got a silencer. I don't like playing without one. It's kind of what I'm used to now. But I wanted to talk a little bit about. I don't know what I want to talk about. It's not. I don't have a topic subject, but I was out the weekend, and I had to drive all the way down from London to Cornwall. It's about a 4-hour drive, and I just got a new car, and the new car's got an old radio in it, and it doesn't have any connectivity to a Bluetooth, to an iPod or a headphone socket. So that I can plug my iPhone or my phone or an iPod or anything like that in it. All it's got is a radio and a CD player. I was like, that's no big deal. So I went to where I grew up, because I dropped my kids off at my parents, and I went up to this shop that was at the top of my road in town, and it's where I used to buy all my music. It was this really cool little indie rock metal record store, and they could get you anything. If you wanted, rare Japanese singles, they'd have them in. Or if they didn't have them, they could get them for you. If you were looking through, the Nirvana section, you would find Chris Novoselic, who was a bass player of Nirvana. You'd find one of his side project bands in there. If you were looking through Pearl Jam, you'd find Pearl Jam's guitarists. You'd find their side projects in there. Any little musical endeavours that members of a band were involved in, they'd add those to that particular band's collection, if that makes sense. So that it was really eclectic. You could find loads of really cool stuff, and I'd spend most of my weekends in there going through, just flicking through the collections and just picking out random albums and getting recommendations from the guys that work there. And it was such a cool little shop. I used to spend most of my money in there, and I had a huge CD collection. And I went in there on Saturday to pick up some CDs, and it's the shop's still there, but it's fucking not there. It's a shadow of its former self, a shadow of its former glory. All they had in the store, second-hand copies of Madonna, Robbie Williams, S Club 7, Backstreet Boys, all the shit that this store wasn't known for. And I went up to the counter and I said, "Do you have Anima by the band Tool?" And the girl looked at me and sort of said, No, we haven't got it. We've got it on vinyl, but I haven't got it on CD. Now, their vinyl section was pretty good. They've expanded their vinyl section. Apparently last year, or in 2015, vinyl outsold CDs for the first time since 1991. So that was really cool. That was cool that aspect of music is still alive and growing. But it was just sad that the store that I'd spent a huge part of my childhood in, it's like it's dying. And unless they do something to their business model, I don't see it surviving another 5 years. A store like this, it's only a small store. It's about the size of somebody's living room. But I don't see how it's going to survive. I don't see how this small, independent little record store is going to survive. So I thought to myself, all right, fine, fuck it. I'm going to have to go to HMV, and I'm going to just have to see what albums they've got. HMV is closed. There's no HMV in town. And that's when I realised that, you know, what a dire state music stores are in. Record stores. And it's evolution. It's the way that people buy not only music, but things like DVDs, movies. Everyone's just made the switch to digital. I can't remember the last time I went and bought a physical copy of an album. Well, I can actually. It was on Saturday. But they were all second-hand copies of old albums. Anything new, if it's a band that I support, I'll go and buy it, but I'll buy it online. I won't buy the actual hard copy. Other than that, I'll just listen on Spotify, or I'll listen to music on YouTube. And of course, I don't have to pay for it. And it's just, I guess, I'm being part of the problem. But I do make a point of buying albums from bands that I support. I mean, I bought the latest Radiohead album. I will buy the new Pearl Jam album when it comes out. But other than that, there isn't any bands that I'm into. Nothing new anyway. Everything's old. And the reason is because record companies aren't investing in new bands. Not like Netflix. If you look at Netflix, you're onto Netflix. How many shows that you can find on Netflix start with a Netflix original presents whatever, Sense8, or I think Stranger Things. I think that's a Netflix original. Netflix are investing in new writers, new shows, new ideas. And you've got, the TV industry is just booming. And that's exactly what record companies need to do. Record companies need to start investing in new music. I can't remember the last musical resurgence we had, because music goes in cycles like everything else, was like the Arctic Monkeys, and that was in 2005. And then when the Arctic Monkeys, Kaiser Chiefs, Razorlight, that era kind of ended around 2010, it's just been kind of regurgitated bland pop music for 7 years, and we haven't had, the influx of new music or new bands that are being invested in, because no one's invested in them, and it's really sad. Anyway, these were just some of my thoughts on it. Let me know what your thoughts are. How do you listen to music? I'm assuming most people that watch these videos are young. They're younger than me. They're like my brother. He's listening and he shouldn't be. How do you listen to music? I'll be honest, most of the music I listen to I do on Spotify, and it only costs me £10 a month, and Spotify pay fuck all to musicians and to writers. So maybe I'm part of the problem and I'm not part of the solution, and maybe I need to change my habits. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. If you like the video, please give it a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will check you on the next video. Thanks very much, have a good day, and goodbye.